Hi, I'm Amy Schefer with Advocate Angel. I titled this video, What's in a Name? Goldenhar Syndrome, Hemifacial Microsomia, Craniofacial Microsomia, Oculo-Auriculo-Vertebral Spectrum, Microtia, because this very well may be, any one of these may be a name that you have recently been given for this series of differences that your child or you have. Uh, these are all a form of craniofacial difference with more or less involvement of other parts. And I wanted to make a video because what's in a name is important. Typically, it may take a while to get a diagnosis, and that's its own journey, a whole nother video. And then when you get a diagnosis, you go looking for answers. And what you go looking for is based on the name that you've been given for what the diagnosis is. So this is a small boat. All of these diagnoses are rare conditions. And with any rare condition, you find yourself in a world where there's just not the kind of information that you were expecting would be readily available. Rare conditions have far less research because there are fewer people that have each rare condition. And the good news is your boat is not as small as you may have first thought. If you're coming to this video because your child has been diagnosed with Goldenhar syndrome, you know that you can go to Facebook and join a family group for those with Goldenhar syndrome. And there are several, and you want to look at when was the last time somebody posted, because some of them are very seldom used and have very few members. Some of them are more actively used. But the good news is you can also go sign up for a hemifacial microsomia group. You can get a lot of specific information just about ears among the Microtia groups. Um, there's also a Microtia group for kids with Microtia and special healthcare needs, which also merges with some of the hemifacial microsomia or craniofacial microsomia. And to be honest, I've never even looked for, I had to write this one down, Oculo-Auriculo-Vertebral Spectrum. You can find your people in more ways than you thought. That's the point of this video. I'm going to put the names of some of the Facebook groups I know down below, but I also want you to know there are nonprofits in the US and worldwide that help under different umbrellas. And the broadest groups that I know of are rare disorder, rare disease groups. Like in the US, there's NORD, National Organization for Rare Disorders. They do a lot of advocacy. You can get good information on different aspects of advocating healthcare, stuff like that. Then there are craniofacial groups. This is a whole nother video, and I will put links below. But there's FACES, the National Craniofacial Association. There's CCA, the Children's Craniofacial Alliance. There's MyFace in New York. And these organizations have online support groups of different kinds, all kinds of really great information. And let me not forget, I am going to forget just because I jinxed myself. Cleft Palate Craniofacial Association, ACPA. All kinds of information that's important, like finding the right craniofacial team. So those are craniofacial organizations. And then there's groups for your diagnosis, which are mostly family groups. And the one thing that I want to say about the ability to connect socially with social networking is, since this is a spectrum diagnosis, uh, every child or grown-up that has Goldenhar is what I call it, has different presentation, and some of the names have to do with what else is involved. Like, if you only have facial differences and no spinal differences, that is less impacted on the spectrum. If you only have ear and one dermoid, that's less impacted. And some people have not only the craniofacial stuff and vertebral stuff, they also have organs involved. That's obviously more impacted. So be aware that when you're asking for feedback on a parental site, you're going to get a whole range of responses, maybe from somebody, maybe the surgeon said you don't need a surgery until 6, but they didn't because they have a different severity and a different presentation. So the feedback of having people in your shoes is extremely helpful. However, just be aware they're not really in your shoes. They haven't met your kid, and you do have to make it work in the medical system with the people in front of you, or you need to change to another medical system, another medical team. But there's only so much information you can get from people who haven't met you or your child and who don't have medical training. Um, okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for coming.